Hello, and welcome to the Nerdness Podcast, special midweek virtual episode of the podcast because life happens. So we got to do what we got to do.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does happen. But we'll try to be back Sunday again, but can't make any promises. But man, we have quite a bit really for our show today.
Oh yeah, it's a huge show today. Lot of talk about movies, things like a lot of the Super Bowl trailers, like Doctor Strange, Lord of the Rings, stuff like that. And we're even going to throw a little bit of video game talk in there. But yeah, mostly this
Just
is
a
going to
tiny
be,
bit, just a wee little bit.
Just a tiny bit. Mostly this is going to be about the movies and the old TV shows.
Oh, yes.
With that,
let's start.
Why don't we start with Star Wars?
Yes, we have some Star Wars. So they was this before the last episode or the day of the last episode of Boba Fett? But they released a release date for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and it's going to release May 25th of this year.
I think that was announced just before the last episode.
I'm so excited for this series. I think this is probably going to be my favorite series other than Mandalorian, but they wasted an opportunity to have it come out on May 4th. Because May 4th is a Wednesday too, and it was perfectly set up for that.
I think May 25th is like the anniversary of A New Hope or something.
Yeah, but
I may be wrong.
I think you're right, but also, come on, it's Star Wars Day.
No, yeah, totally. I understand. Yeah, that's super exciting. Although I am getting sick of Tatooine at this point, but I am really excited for the Obi-Wan show. I really don't know what they're going to do with it.
But part of me thinks, I don't think, obviously, like, well, let's just keep talking about Kenobi before we get off track here. There's really not much to say about this. They gave you a release date. They showed you what basically the poster is for it. It's just Kenobi with a lightsaber walking through a desert. Basically, it is Tatooine because that's where he was for his pretty much whole existence, to keep an eye on Luke and his family. But he has a lightsaber. Some people are already making these zoom in assumptions and looking at the lightsaber like, oh, that's some meme. It's a Rey's lightsaber. I'm like, okay, impossible.
Yeah, but, I saw that, and I'm like, all right, we're reaching already, but that's what fans do, I guess. Yeah, so we don't really have much else other than that. I was hoping for a trailer during the Super Bowl. I mean, it's close enough now. They surely have a trailer ready to go.
But I mean, we didn't get a trailer for Book of Boba Fett. We literally we kind of did, I guess, like a teaser, like at the end of Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, you know. Mm-hmm. So we could still get a teaser or something, I think, soon.
Yeah, this is the show I'm the second most excited for from Star Wars. I'm the most excited for that Acolyte show they got going on, because I'm pretty sure that takes place before the prequels and is about a Sith acolyte.
Yes.
That sounds really cool to me.
Well, it's because we're so excited for that kind of show. It's because they don't want to dig deep in the dark side of Star Wars for some odd reason. They don't want to have like a movie or shows on the dark side of things, which is, it's kind of sad. I mean, I think any Marvel or DC should have movies on both sides of the story.
Yeah. I think 100% whoever the Acolyte is eventually becomes good. Just gonna throw that out there. But those stories came from the Old Republic, for example. So yeah, I'm excited about that. But Obi-Wan, just waiting for that trailer.
Yeah. And then, so within that same week, we had the last episode of Boba Fett, and what do you think of it?
Fine. It's all right.
How I thought it was just an okay episode. Like, it was the best episode of the... No, not the best episode. It's probably like the third best episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably. But even that one is a step down from the two Mandalorian based episodes.
Oh yes, that's why I
Um,
said it's like the third best one. The two
yeah,
Mandalorian episodes was just me. It was just like two more episodes of Mandalorian.
yeah, and it's just better. People have basically, everyone online trying to figure out what's not good about the show and all, and they've all narrowed down to, hey, the Mandalorian's what we wanted that to be, and they decided to do something different with Boba Fett now, and people just don't like it. Really, they prefer the Mandalorian because that's what we wanted. So they could change that in the future, but I don't think they're going to. Um, I thought the show was fine. It was a fine, whatever show. It's not something, if they announce a season two, I'm going to get excited about. I'll just be like, okay, I'll watch it.
Yeah, yeah, of
Um,
course. Like I'll watch it too, just because. I mean, it's part of our deal. I mean, kind of just it's something nerdy. We watch it, Star Wars, and there's probably fans that want our opinions too out there. But also, it to me, it doesn't deserve a second season. If it gets a second season, they need to start leaning Boba Fett to like how it ended was like Boba Fett is just he's ruthless. He's a bounty hunter and they need to get back to his way. And it's going to be kind of hard because they started off the season him being somewhat of like this good guy, like a good guy Jabba.
yeah, yeah, it was super bizarre just kind of seeing him walking through the streets like, these are my people. I'm like, when did they become your people? You have no connection to anybody in this town.
Yeah,
You
the
just
only
kind of decided to, like, I was fine with him being like this crime lord, whatever. Um, that's kind of cool. But he's just like, these are my people. Like, why are you being all righteous and everything about this? It's kind of weird.
yeah, I don't want a second season, but if they do, they need to I would think find a new like director or writer of the show and start moving into a different direction and take some notes from the I forget the guy's name who does Mandalorian.
Well, a lot. That's the thing. A lot of these episodes were written by the same guys. It was John Favreau and
Oh,
Dave Filoni.
It was Dave Filoni. That's who I was
Yeah.
thinking. Then like
hmm
I'm confused. Like why is it? I just
Like I said, it was either last week or the week before. I really don't think they necessarily wanted to make this series, but they kind of had wanted to really get something out. And
something to fill that
Pedro
void of like.
Pascal, yeah, Pedro Pascal just wasn't available to do a whole season because of the Last of Us show.
Yeah.
Um,
Which what's
and so it
funny,
was just kind of we don't know what to do, so this is what it is.
it's not on here, but what's funny is they said that's coming out in 2023. So, which is kind of strange that he couldn't do another show or another season or more, I guess, for Star Wars because of Last of Us, which it does make sense, but is what it
I mean,
is.
Last of Us is still filming, actually.
It is. I thought it was done. I thought
Yeah, I had heard, there was like talk out there that it was done, but it was
that's
like
what I
confirmed
heard.
today. Actually, I think that it is
Oh,
still filming up in Canada, and they said
oh,
that show won't be till 2020.
yeah.
So
Well, I think the whole series, Book of Boba Fett, to me, not. I'm not going to count Mandalorian episodes, so I'm going to not count two of the episodes. I'm going to give it like a 5 or 6.
yeah, I'd probably give it a 6. It was, it was fine. It's sad to me because Boba Fett was one of my favorite characters, and now he's really not.
Yeah, it's
So
it's it's
I don't.
it's sad that you can have such a cool character back when he existed in the what was it 80s 70s something like that,
80s and 90s.
and then all of a sudden like now he's just like turned completely like 180.
Yeah, his armor's still cool, I guess.
Yeah, and his man
That's
skirt.
something. Yeah, I like his.
I don't know why you
armor,
like his
actually,
man
but
skirt.
it's kind of cool. So this week, Netflix announced that they had a Bioshock movie in development. which is cool. But there's been talk about a Bioshock movie for years, so this is kind of a. It's cool that Netflix announced it, but I'll believe it when I see a trailer type thing or something.
Yeah, usually Netflix has these little like teasers, like how they did the Assassin's Creed. Like they showed the logo and then panned back. It was like Netflix panned in and then panned back out to the Assassin's Creed emblem, and then said "coming soon" or whatever. And we haven't heard anything.
Netflix is the ones that did that. Oh,
yeah,
they're a new show. Okay.
Yeah, it was going to be a TV show, and we haven't heard anything since. And that's been, I'm pretty sure, like a few years.
Yeah.
So I like that Netflix is doing. Yeah, I like that Netflix is wanting to do video game adaptation movies or shows because to me they're doing so good with The Witcher. I think they could do any kind of other game adaptation, right? If they get got to get the right actors.
Yeah, I will say Bioshock's one of the few properties I would say I think is better suited to a movie than a TV show.
Yeah.
I think a movie would actually work really, really good. I mean, honestly, you could do all three of the Bioshock games as movies, really.
Yeah, because I mean, I feel like what I remember from the games were just long story driven. It's just, if you think about it as a TV show, it just doesn't. I think it would be.
There's not enough really characters.
Yeah,
At least in like the first two, there's not enough like characters really bouncing up. Now the third could be a series, maybe.
Third one was Infinite, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that had actually quite a bit of different characters in it.
Yeah, I could see something like that maybe being, but they'll probably just do it if it really does well, and they decide to. Make it two. It'll probably just be a movie as well. Because while I think that one could be a show, it's not like, oh, this needs to be a show. Like I think about some series or some games.
If we're talking about this, I mean, shoot, I wouldn't mind seeing a TV. I think a Dishonored TV series would work.
Yeah, Dishonored would be really cool. That's one of my favorite.
Because they actually have good characters, like. Good multiple characters that would work for the series.
Yeah, I could see Dishonored being either or, but I would prefer a TV series. I think, yeah. Which, hey, Microsoft, you own them now. Make the movies or the TV shows. Let's do it.
Let's go.
So we're getting into the Super Bowl trailer area here. Now, this actually came out before the Super Bowl, but it's like their Super Bowl trailer. Was the new Jurassic World Dominion trailer. This movie looks incredibly good. I'm
super excited. When the trailer starts with you're on a horse going after dinosaurs in the snow, I'm sold. I don't know why. It's like real life versus like prehistoric times. It's just, I don't know. And then seeing so much other things, like was that Echo, right? Echo having a baby.
Yeah, I think that's supposed to be Echo. Yeah,
and having a baby, that's so cute. Not gonna lie, little baby raptor, and then bringing all the like older characters, so good.
Oh yeah. The trailer had this really cool feel to it. Like
it felt like a new and all older feel, like a good mix.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I think that movie actually has a chance of being really good. Like, I like Jurassic World and Jurassic World Extinction. I can like those and say they aren't necessarily great movies. I think this looks like it's potentially the best of the three.
Yes, which I heard Jurassic isn't done. Jurassic World movies are done after this. Yeah, after this, they're going to be starting Jurassic something.
Universe.
Oh, God. Dinosaurs in space.
Hey, why not? So now we're into the actual trailers that premiered during the Super Bowl. Like I said, that was their Super Bowl trailer, but it came out before.
Go ahead, hit me with it.
Yeah, so the craziest one would be Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. This was a crazy trailer.
This had so much in it, like more than the first trailer, which is crazy. I don't
Way
even know
more.
where to begin really on this trailer.
Well, let's just begin with like the biggest thing. Professor X is in this movie.
Yeah, if you cannot hear his distinct voice in it, you have not seen an X-Men movie.
Yeah, it's definitely Patrick Stewart, and like it doesn't show him, but it shows enough for you to be like, yeah, that's
Dude, his
100%
voice is in it.
Patrick Stewart.
Who else would it be?
Hmm.
If he's a
Yeah,
different
he has a
character,
distinct
I'm
enough
going to be
voice.
mad. That's all I got to
That'd be really
say.
weird. That'd be really weird.
But it's the only way that you can slip in the X-Men. That's really this is the moment where the multiverse and throwing in the X-Men, it can only happen, really.
Mhm. So the scene that has Professor X in it. This is like the scene with the most speculation, really, because it looks like it's setting up the Illuminati from Marvel
Exactly.
Comics, which is like Professor X, Superior Iron Man.
Well,
Um,
technically, it's just Iron Man. There was no like really
yeah, but
superior
that
at
was
that
his
moment.
version of
Well,
him. I think I thought it was the Superior one.
not really. Okay, so it's just regular Iron Man, just like Iron Man. And then you got Professor X. Then you had Mister Fantastic. Then you have actually Doctor Strange is part of the Illuminati too.
Yeah,
And there was one
there are
more,
a
I
few other
think.
characters too that were like. I think there's like two or three others that are
Basically, it's
probably less
everybody who
important
was
to this.
like a leader of all the big teams. Basically, come together,
Yeah.
form another team because if a natural disaster happens, like what is happening, the multiverse is crashing down because Doctor Strange screwed up. They had to put
Yeah.
him down. That's what happened to the movie World War Hulk. They sent Hulk to a whole new planet because he screwed up. But you know what sucks? Hulk came back and destroyed them.
Yeah. So Professor X is essentially confirmed, but there are clues to other characters that could be in it. Like uh, Doctor Strange is being led into that room by Ultron drones.
Yes, Ultron
So that
drones.
heavily implies, you could say Ultron. It's more than likely either Hank Pym or Iron Man.
Yeah, that's my assumption. I think we won't see another version of Ultron maybe in this.
No, I don't think so.
I think they finally found Ultron, the good, like a non evil Ultron. They used Ultron to make all these robots that can actually comprehend and not destroy the world. But I bet you Tony and Hank Pym or Scott, I don't care. Ant Man, Iron Man, and Ant
Yeah.
Man made these drones to go get the bad guys, bring them in to custody. That's
Yeah.
my case too.
People really think it's going to be Iron Man, especially since there was a scene. Initially, people were saying it was Captain Marvel fighting Wanda. Now they're like, wait, that looks exactly like what was Superior.
I
Iron
can
Man.
attest to you that people have took two screenshots from that trailer. Two different images look different. One looks like
Oh, really?
a superior Iron Man because it looks like he has a mustache. Another one looks like Captain Marvel, but Rambo from Captain Marvel movie. She's Captain Marvel
Okay.
in that. And it clearly looks like a short-haired black chick. I don't know what to believe. Seriously think it's another Marvel pulling our legs.
Yeah.
Because when
Yeah, they
Infinity War came
showed-
out, they had Hulk in that trailer. He wasn't even in the movie. They changed it all.
Yeah. Well, it was they had regular Hulk, and it was actually the Hulkbuster.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, they've shown they have no problem editing their trailers. to
They
make us
have
think.
no reason. Like Thor had both his eyes, and then at the end of the movie, he lost his eye.
Yeah. So you have to take everything a bit, at least. I think.
But no, that could be multiple things. We don't even know. It could be those two things I said, or it could be. I'm throwing this out. It could be Nova.
Yeah, it could even be because who knows what his design will be like when they decide to put him in.
Mm-hmm.
With it being Ultron drones, it really makes me think it's going to be Iron Man. People are convinced, and I don't know why, I've seen this multiple places that Iron Man will be in it, but it's actually going to be Tom Cruise playing Iron Man, not Robert
I
Downey Jr. So it's like a multiverse version of him that's different. And I'd actually be okay with that. I think Tom Cruise could nail that. Like, not being the RDJ Iron Man, but his own like version. I think that could be pretty cool.
I I mean, it's not a permanent thing. I care less if Tom Cruise is in this. He probably won't be in it for no more than like 10 minutes screen time, if that.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, even if he's in the whole movie, like it's not going to be. I don't think they're just going to be like, "Here's your new Iron Man. It's Tom Cruise." I think it's like a one movie thing.
Yeah, it's a one movie thing at best. Because I mean, everybody would get mad. Like, we don't want Iron Man replaced. We don't want any of these characters replaced in the future of Marvel, which shouldn't, because we're moving ahead to the next phase.
Yeah.
And we didn't talk about the different Stranges, have we?
Yeah, no, the trailer essentially confirms there's at least 3 Stranges. Well, the trailer essentially confirms there's 2, but then there has also been a toy leak for the 3rd.
Yes.
So you got your regular Doctor Strange, you got your, what people are calling like Strange Supreme, which would be from the What If show, and then what the toy actually calls Defender Strange. And a lot of times you could just be like, oh, it's him in a different costume, but like even his facial hair and everything's different. So it really is showing it to be a 3rd Doctor Strange. Which, while I like the idea, I'm a little concerned because the last Marvel movie had 3 Spider-Men. Now we're going to go into 3 Doctor Stranges. Like, I hope they're not just like, I hope it works, you know?
I mean, to be honest, I hope it's just two that we've actually seen right now, like their normal Doctor Strange and then one in What If, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be okay with that. I hope there's not really 3. I don't want them to be pulling a wannabe Spider-Man movie, but is what it is, but it's going to be a good movie. There's another thing when they shown, people are saying it could, the part where it's zombie Doctor Strange with the multiple arms, a lot of people saying that it could be, they're calling it Sinister Strange, or hear me out, this opens another door for other movies, specifically for Spider-Man's. His name's Noel. He is the key, like he is the god of symbiotes. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're saying that is him too, because behind him kind of looks like Black Symbiote. Not gonna lie. Mm-hmm. And his face looks kind of like rugged, like what he is in the comics. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'd be a little surprised if he got introduced into the MCU before like their version of Venom, but
yeah, but it could be just like a, oh, here he is, but you won't see him until like 4 multiverse of Spider-Man movies down the road.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. With this trailer, like we don't know what are actual scenes and what are like 2-second like Easter eggs while he's like flying through the multiverse or something. Like a lot of this stuff could be something that's only on the screen for like a second and just like a little tease. So it's going to be interesting.
There was another. So when Doctor Strange was walking in to the, I'm going to say the Illuminati because has to be them. Walking in, going to talk to the Illuminati right there at the shot and looking at all the chairs. And if you look at the chair to the left, you pause it and zoom that in, or screenshot and zoom it in. Could you tell who that is?
Yoda.
Not even close, because he wasn't even small.
It's the Jedi Council.
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, people think it's really...
So, like, I could tell by he's sitting, because his arms look, like, just long. They look stretchy long, But also, if you zoom in, he only has a spot right here, like, on a suit. Right here. I'm like...
For, like, 4.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
And then the last little thing that we had was off the poster.
Second to last, because I forgot to write something down. There's actually two things on the poster.
Yes, two things.
And
If
one of
you
them is kind of even more confirmed.
iffy.
But yeah, so the one thing that's 100% on there, in one of the glass pieces in the new poster they released, is Agent Carter's shield from What If. This is the version of Agent Carter where she gets the superhuman serum that Captain America gets. So yeah, you see her shield on there. Could just be a tease, could just be something you see for a second, could be a character, we don't know. But then the other one, there's a piece of glass that it's blurry, you can't see too well, but it looks almost like it's not Daredevil,
Deadpool.
Deadpool. Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't think of
There's
that.
another one
And when
too. If you didn't know this, you didn't say the one I was going to say.
Mm-mm.
Keep going. You can finish this. I'll tell you after yours.
The thing about Deadpool, that I saw the picture and I'm like, that could be anything. But Ryan Reynolds posted a picture of him in the Deadpool costume not that long ago that he ended up deleting. And what's interesting about that is in the background of that picture, there's like a bunch of people. It's the actual costume designer for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So people are like, "Oh, he's 100% in this."
Oh, it's gonna be a one cameo. He's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, it's gonna. I really think there's gonna be a ton of cameos through the multiverse stuff. Like he's gonna be seeing, like really quick different shots of different multiverses and tons of cameos.
So the image. Let me bring in the image that if you look at the poster trailer again, and you look at the, I think it was like the bottom left, you can actually see like a Spider-Man eyes, like Tobey Maguire eyes.
Oh, really?
And I can't find a good quality one. I was gonna look at it myself. But no, it looks like legitimately Tobey Maguire's eyes or on a piece of glass. I think
like,
it's like the, I don't know what to say it. It's not the long piece, it's the piece right next to it to the left. And it looks like his eyes.
I don't have a good enough.
Yeah, I can't find a big enough one.
What that is.
A lot of people are saying that's one image too.
Yeah. That would be I mean, again, like we said, we have no idea who else is going to be in this thing. But that would be cool. And again, it could just be Marvel.
Zombie Wanda too.
Yeah.
And
multiverse with the zombies and all.
The part where, what's her name? Is it called Captain Chavez or Chavez America Chavez?
Yeah, America Chavez. Mm-hmm. She can travel through dimensions and stuff.
Well, she's wrapped up by the actual power that, basically how, I don't know how to explain it. A magic power source that actually Doctor Strange uses, like when he's like grabbing onto people. And also, there's a part of the scene where it actually shows a Doctor Strange using his tentacles. We don't know which one, but it is in there.
Yeah, that was in the first trailer too.
Yes, but they showed it again. There's just so much in this. It's like anything's possible at this point.
Yeah,
I mean, facts, because when Spider-Man happened, like after that movie, anything's possible.
Yeah, exactly. Anything's possible at this point. We got a new teaser for Moon Knight, which didn't really. It showed a lot of like new scenes and stuff, but there's nothing like, oh, did you see that? But it's a really good teaser if you haven't seen it.
It's a good teaser, but it also did clarify that he will have like another personality, basically, or persona, or whatever, because he was in in a suit.
Yeah. Was that not confirmed in the first one? I don't really remember.
No, that was not. That image right there was not in like that first trailer.
Mm-hmm. Then the trailer I was looking the most forward to, there was the first trailer for the Lord of the Rings, The Ring of Power, which I read a lot of stuff here. I'm realizing now Probably doesn't matter, but it looks really cool.
Well, I'm curious because I'm not Lord of the Rings lore like you, but what you put in here, I'm not. I want to understand too.
Okay, so I'll do my best to do this without going on a bunch of rabbit trails. The the show takes place in the Second Age.
Okay,
So Middle Earth or the Lord of the Rings, the whole
before the ring.
Arda is the name of the world. Is has in 4 stages. The first stage is like the creation and like the initial war against Morgoth, who Morgoth was the original big bad. And then the second age is when this is set, and it's basically when the elves and men go to war with Sauron. So, and it's they are playing a little fast and loose with the lore, which I understand why they're doing it. Because the second age in the books and everything is over thousands of years. It's being compressed to probably hundreds, if even less, because essentially none of your human characters could survive the whole time otherwise. So it's a lot of events are being compressed into a shorter amount of time, which there's a lot of people going to be upset about that. It's fine. Um, I'm not going to judge the show until I see it. The only thing I'm upset about is there's a female dwarf and she doesn't have a beard. Female dwarfs are supposed to have beards, but I'll get over that.
Wait,
It's not a big deal.
you said female
Yeah, female dwarf.
still have
one of the
beards?
characters. Yeah, they still have beards.
Weird.
Yeah. Like they're
Okay.
100% supposed to have beards, but
I'll
they don't
pass
in
on
this.
them.
I'll get over it. So the trailer does show some cool stuff. We get to see some shots of what look like it's probably Numenor, which Numenor is an island where like um, the greatest kingdom of men in all of history for Middle Earth lived.
Okay.
That's what Aragorn is descended of from Lord of the Rings. He's descended on Numenor. That's why they like live longer. They were bigger and everything. Like guy on Numenor could live like 200, 250 years, and they were typically like 7 foot tall. Like that's just they were really blessed humans essentially. So we got to see some shots of that. Potentially, we don't know for sure that was Numenor. Galadriel's in this because the elves have been around forever. We got to see her going from this is getting into the weeds, but getting to see her crossing. So there's the land of Valinor. That's where like the elves first came to be. That's where like the gods of Middle Earth live.
Okay.
And she leaves with a troop across what's called the Helicrax. It's basically an ice area, like it's a really thin like ice area into Valorand. I think that's what it's called. Beleriand or something like that. And that's like a part of Middle Earth, which I'm not going to say much more about it. But yeah, she crosses over there. It looks interesting. I didn't go away from the trailer like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to see it. But I know enough about like Middle Earth lore and everything that there's some cool stuff we can see in this. There's some really cool stuff. I hope they don't take too many liberties with it. I know they're going to take some. I mean, Peter Jackson took liberties with the original trilogy. There's things that were changed for that, which is fine. That trilogy is a masterpiece. So they could change stuff and still make a masterpiece. I hope it's just not like crazy amounts of stuff.
Right.
So we'll see. That, like I said, the trailer was fine. It didn't make me go nuts. But I think part of that is because there's only like one scene that you could say, oh, I definitively know what that is. And that's when Galadriel was in the ice area. Like, oh, I definitely know what that is. So that's cool. I'm excited to see that. Everything else, who knows? It's kind of generic action-y type scenes.
Which I feel like that's how some trailers should be nowadays, personally. I don't want, don't get me wrong. I like also the trailers like Doctor Strange. It just makes your head spin. Like, it could be this, it could be that. But then you go and see the movie, you're completely wrong.
Yeah.
So that's why that's
that
like Spider-Man. Like we didn't see none of Spider-Man. We didn't even see Daredevil. We didn't know he was going to be in it. Like, we just seen villains. Really, that's it. That we're going to be in this.
Yeah,
But
I will say, with
trailers
Spider-Man,
like
it was
this,
really disappointing how many things leaked. Because man, that would have been nuts if it hadn't.
yeah, and also the one mess up of the trailer, the one that
Yeah.
got in India or something or Africa, while Lizard got kicked in the face. Well, instantly we knew there was.
Could you imagine it going to that movie and if there had never been any talk about Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, what that moment would have been like?
What's
It would
funny
have been
is
insane.
those leaks were like old, really old, with him just got a picture sitting on the scaffolding and green screen. Like that was old. And then, be honest, I'm gonna give it up to Andrew Garfield for lying the whole time. We're not slipping one bit. I do have to praise that.
Yeah, they handled it as well as they could.
But no, I'm excited for Lord of the Rings because I'm gonna give it a shot. I mean, I miss Lord of the Rings. It's just like, I don't know. When I watched The Hobbits, it just didn't feel the Lord of the Rings for me. You know what I mean?
It wasn't.
But Hobbit's not Lord of the Rings. I get that. Like they're completely different.
Well, the Hobbit movies just aren't good. Like, I appreciate them for what they are, but they're not good movies. They're not. The Lord of the Rings is good movies, and they're my favorite movies, but I could watch the Hobbit movies and be fine, but no, they're not good movies.
There you have it.
So, there you have it. So Sonic the Hedgehog is, man, they're really going quick with this. It's Sonic. There's a third movie already in development.
Yeah, I read it like yesterday, and I forgot to put it on here till this morning. But yeah, they already said they're making a Sonic 3, and then after that, like, I think it was this morning they announced that Knuckles is going to get a spin-off series on Paramount Plus. I'm like, okay. The second movie hasn't came out yet. We don't know how well it's going to do. It's going to probably do decent because it actually looks good. The first one was decent. But Knuckles doesn't need a series. It's a Sonic show. We don't need his background.
Yeah. I mean, Knuckles is my favorite Sonic character, but it's like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I care about the lore of Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm happy the first movie was good, but
if they're going to make any kind of series, like make the Sonic X cartoon show. Now that was a good cartoon. It had a good theme song, and they just needed to like redo that and put it on Disney Plus or something stupid.
Or Paramount Plus, because
I guess that's where Sonic belongs. I guess.
Yeah. Sonic and Halo and Star Trek all together. That's basically all.
You're right. Yeah, sorry.
You're good. That's basically all the movie and TV show news we had. It's a lot. So we only have like 2 video game things to get to. So we're just going to start right out.
There's one. You can start it off with the first thing. Or whatever thing it was. I got to find the other one.
Okay. A new game got announced. Disney Speedstorm. This is made by Gameloft. It's a kart racer, free to play, and it actually looks kind of good.
Yeah, it looks kind of fun, and I mean, last time I checked, it was free to play. But I bet you some of the characters to raise is going to probably be locked behind a paywall. I bet, like anything else in this world.
They'll be paid DLC. They'll be paid microtransactions. Probably a season pass.
Which is funny is like
all the goodies.
It took Disney to come out with something like this, which would work because they have so many characters. Like it's just like Mario. There's so many characters to pick from. Disney's the same way. You have all these characters.
Yeah, there's so many characters they could use.
And you can have so many cool tracks too. I'm kind of excited because it's like a game I could probably play with just me and the family.
Yeah, yeah. The only kart racer I ever play is Mario Kart. So, I mean, if it's free to play, I'll probably download it and try it. But it's not something that really gets me excited.
The-
But it looks good. It actually looked good.
The only other racer that I played was kid racing, not like Need for Speed, nothing like that. Kart racing was Mickey Mouse Speedway USA. It was on the Nintendo 64. It's the only other kart racer I played.
You didn't do Diddy Kong Racing?
Oh wait, yeah, I did do that too. Never mind, I lied.
So that's a good game.
That is
That's
actually
a
good,
game.
which I'm surprised they haven't brought that back.
Yeah, it was a little surprising.
Before, yeah, go ahead and talk about this next one because this next one's a little bit more important, actually.
Okay. We've finally got the next gen versions of Cyberpunk 2077 out. They did a stream. Was that yesterday or the day before?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah. And basically, we're just like, and they're out now. Which is cool. It's a free upgrade.
I don't know why you needed a stream for that. They could have just been like, hey, here it is.
Yeah. Well, I do understand they need to generate as much goodwill as possible with this game to get people to play. Which, on that regard, there is like a 6-hour free. You can play for like 6 hours free or something.
And also something about free DLCs coming the way soon too.
Yeah, eventually it's supposed to get free DLC, but we don't know anything about that. They've done some changes to like some different patchwork and everything with the game as well. I'm going to wait a little bit, just see how people react to it, see how well it's really running before I download it. But that's a game I was really enjoying before I stopped playing. And I stopped playing because I knew next-gen versions were coming out, and I wanted to experience those.
Which I did play that. I played it on my PC. It's been a year ago, I think, almost, roughly. And
I think it's been even longer. Yeah.
I actually, maybe longer. But I did enjoy it. Actually, was not a bad game, but not what I was expecting. I was expecting a lot of other things that they just didn't fulfill like they were supposed to. But that's because of like the first company they bailed out, and then the other company had to just basically start from scratch or overhaul some of it and continue on, which sucked. But we'll see what's next with them on the DLCs, hopefully. It changes the game a bit. But no, the big news that I saw today, company called Rebel Wolves is a new AAA studio from CD Projekt veterans working on a new dark fantasy RPG on Unreal Engine 5.
Cool.
Yeah, it's people who did The Witcher
and Cyberpunk.
There's and Cyberpunk. But it was a different, like another whole company joined with them too. I'm trying to see. Cool. But no, that's what I saw today. I was actually kind of excited.
Awesome. If it's from, CD Projekt Red veterans, I'm sure it'll be good at the least.
What's cool is the image that they shared with it was basically looks like think of like Skyrim, but it's a guy that's a vampire in like more in a fantasy looking background. Kind of cool.
Yeah.
But
it's cool.
That's pretty much it with the news. So what have you been doing, Austin?
Not much actually. This past week, I did finally beat Ghost of Tsushima. Haven't finished everything in that game, but I finally beat it. Love it. It would have been, I don't remember what year it came out, but it doesn't matter. It would have been my game of the year that year.
It was the same. It was the same year as Last of Us Part 2. I know that.
Well, I didn't like that game as much.
I know you didn't. What's
So,
crazy is I think I still said Ghost of Tsushima was my game of the year.
yeah,
That game,
I definitely say it's better.
so
It's an
good.
incredible game.
Question: what did you pick at the end? Because I know what Wyatt picked, and I know what I picked.
I didn't kill him.
Yes, you're sided with me. Wyatt
Yeah,
killed him
I
because he
thought,
wanted the white suit.
here's the thing: if I had known you got different color suits, I might have just for the white suit because that's cool. But here's the thing: I didn't think it fit with his character to kill him because
No, that's why.
this whole thing was you have no honor. And it's like, well, then why am I going to do the honorable thing and kill you? Like, forget that. Rather you live.
Yeah, because I'm the ghost.
Yeah, it's a super great game. I did all the Iki Island stuff too, but I did that before I beat the game. There's some really cool armor sets and stuff you can get through that. It's great. I can't wait to see what they do next. We should probably get an announcement maybe next year.
Yeah, like
Sucker
I
Punch is doing
honestly
next.
think they can do a sequel.
Yeah, it'll be interesting how they handle that because, I mean, if they decide to stay like historically accurate, the Mongols never got a footing on mainland Japan. So we'll see. Like
Which
they
are,
had like some encampments right on the shore. But that's it.
my thoughts would be like they could show that Jin having a family, and then his family gets taken away from him, and then he has to
He
become
needs to
the
like
ghost
go to
again.
China or something. That would be cool. Yeah, they've got lots of different ways. They can go
Oh,
with
they
that.
got ways, dude. That game is so good, man. I want to play it again. Might as well, because I don't know what single player game I really want to play, but also it's like if I get into a game, I'm gonna not want to play Destiny, but I got to keep the Destiny mindset.
Yeah. So the reason I haven't been doing anything else since then, because I actually beat that like probably about a week ago. Is Horizon's coming out Friday. And so between that and Destiny, I need to chill a little bit, not be involved with anything, because it's
Perfect time to watch TV.
Week and a half.
Catch up on things.
You know, find some show to watch or something. Yeah. But yeah, how about you?
So I finished Control. I thought I was going to take 2 more streams to finish it, but I was able. So I got tricked. So I finished the game, and I thought I was like, cool, finish the game. But then the credits start like tearing, like it was an old film melting away. It's like, what? How this isn't over? And I was like, great. I'll probably have played it again in the next stream to finish the whole game. But I was able to manage to finish the game. That game is so weird. I don't even know what to tell you. Like,
Yeah.
this is actually, if I didn't know, this was what's his name who made Death Stranding.
Hideo Kojima.
This is his game secretly. His son made this or something. This is one of his games. Not even joking.
Yeah, it's super trippy.
It's super trippy. The gameplay is so fun. Like flying around, floating, like dodging, throwing things, shooting's fun. Like it's good. And it actually, I probably will. I'm probably gonna have to buy the game now, since it's not on Game Pass anymore. If just went away this week, I think. I really want to play the DLC before the Alan Wake game comes out, because I bet you there's going to be some kind of DLC crossover between them two.
Oh, probably, yeah.
And then I've been playing Destiny, just getting my fill for it again, how to play, before Witch Queen comes out on Tuesday. And then, some Pokemon, been just trying to complete the Pokédex, beating side quests. I think I need to catch a few more Pokemon and then able to get Arceus or Arceus. But yeah,
Cool.
The life of gaming.
The life of gaming indeed. Well, I think that is it for us today. Remember, you can always reach us at the email address nerdnestpodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at Nerd Desk Podcasts. Find me on Twitter at Gemini Superfly. I'm also on Twitch, but I never stream, so it's up to you if you want to check me out there. And then Haviland, where can we find you?
You can always find me on Twitter. It's _Haviland_ and you can follow this Twitch channel. I usually stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I wasn't feeling too good Monday, so I didn't want to push it yesterday. And also, we were doing this today, so tomorrow I should be streaming. But no, we'll hopefully catch you guys on Sunday with our normal schedule of the podcast. Be safe and have a good evening.